When people lose their spouse in their later years, they often come to a profound realization: money and property are not the true sources of security and comfort in old age. While it is undeniable that money is essential for living, it is not the ultimate solution for all problems. The passing of a life partner shifts the perspective on wealth and material possessions. As physical ability declines and one becomes more dependent on others, money can no longer solve loneliness, and even a house can become a burden, subject to the interests of self-serving family members. The real sources of support in old age, after losing a spouse, are not just money and assets but the following three things. 1. A healthy family structure that supports the elderly's remaining years. Many older people believe that relying only on themselves is the best way forward. While self-sufficiency is admirable, it becomes unrealistic when health begins to decline. When basic tasks like shopping, cooking, or even dressing become difficult, it becomes evident that independence has limits. True security comes from having a healthy family dynamic. A strong, supportive family can provide care and emotional warmth that money cannot buy. The story from the classic 24 filial exemplars about Lady Changsun feeding her grandmother-in-law illustrates the power of family care. When Lady Changsun's teeth failed her and she could no longer eat solid food, her granddaughter-in-law took the responsibility of feeding her with soft foods. In return, her grandmother-in-law blessed her with a wish for her own children to treat her with the same respect and care in the future. As the classic of filial piety states, filial piety is the law of heaven and the righteousness of earth. A healthy family is built on mutual respect and care between generations. In a strong family, children learn to care for their elders while continuing to nurture their own children. This creates a cycle of kindness and respect that persists through generations. In the end, health is more than physical wellness, it extends to the health of relationships within the family. The true richness of life comes not just from wealth but from the love and care exchanged within a family. 2. A flexible lifestyle that brings joy. After losing a spouse, one of the most important decisions an elderly person faces is whether to live alone or move in with their children. This choice is not always easy, as living with children can sometimes lead to conflict, and some children may not be able to take care of their parents due to their own responsibilities or frequent moves. For this reason, it's important for seniors to remain flexible in how they approach their remaining years. Independence should be maintained as long as possible, but it's also essential to find new ways to stay engaged and connected with others. Traditional ideas of raising children to care for you in old age may no longer be realistic, and adaptability is key. Writer Mo Xiaomi shares inspiring stories of two unique approaches to elder care that show the value of flexibility. The first is about an elderly woman, Grandma Wang, who rented out a part of her house to a young woman fresh out of college. This arrangement not only provided the young woman with affordable housing but also filled Grandma Wang's home with laughter and companionship. The second story is about an elderly woman in Shanghai who took over a public phone booth where people could make calls for free. She found joy and purpose in helping others, even though the venture wasn't profitable. These stories highlight that a good attitude and openness to new ways of living can make a significant difference in one's quality of life. Elderly people who remain flexible and engage with their community are more likely to find fulfillment and happiness. 3. A positive mindset that helps one live with clarity. The loss of a spouse can shatter an elderly person's emotional stability, leading them into a spiral of grief and depression. Some people are never able to move beyond their sorrow, continually reliving their pain, dragging down the emotional atmosphere of the entire family. It is said that as we grow older, we must prepare ourselves mentally for the inevitability of separation and death. No one lives forever, and confronting the reality of death can help us live with more peace and acceptance. Philosophers like Zhuangzi taught that life and death are natural parts of the cycle of existence. He believed that wisdom lies in recognizing that we live with limitations, and obsessing over what is beyond our control is futile. Once we accept that death is part of life's flow, we can embrace our remaining years without fear or sadness. A positive mindset allows one to turn challenges into motivation and see every day as a gift. Instead of being weighed down by grief, the elderly should focus on making the most of their time and nurturing their relationships with their family. With a calm and open heart, even the hardest times can be lived with grace. Conclusion: Life beyond money and property. The novelist Henry Fielding once said, "If you worship money as a god, it will bring the wrath of a demon." Those who cling tightly to money and property may find themselves burdened by the very things they value. They are like travelers carrying heavy loads, gasping for breath under the weight of material wealth. As we age, the key to a fulfilling life is learning to let go, gradually shedding attachments to money and possessions, and finding joy in simpler things. Whether it's the beauty of nature, the warmth of family, or the peace of a clear conscience, life has much to offer beyond material gain. After losing a spouse, it is essential to move forward with a light heart, finding purpose in relationships, flexibility in life, and a positive outlook. Even when circumstances are tough, there is always a way to live meaningfully. Your departed spouse would want you to continue living with joy, not bound by grief or material desires. In any stage of life, as the saying goes, where there is a will, there is a way.